In today's show, Bitcoin is just 4 days away from a historically bullish $10,000 price record. That's right, if Bitcoin can stay above 10,000 by the day of the US elections, which is just 3 days away, history suggests that a $100,000 Bitcoin price is next. That's right, Bitcoin has spent nearly 100 days above 10,000, and if history repeats itself, further price gains could be astronomical. As pointed out right here, Bitcoin price can move really fast in bull markets. How fast? 4 to 5 months to move from $10 to 100, which was a 10x, and from 1,000 to 10,000, another 10x. This happened after 100 consecutive days above these levels, and we're only a few days away from 100 consecutive days above $10,000. And also consider, if we were to 10x from here, that would put the Bitcoin price at above $130,000. Also in today's episode, Max Kaiser as well as other crypto influencers are discussing if Apple is the next to bet big on Bitcoin, following the likes of MicroStrategy as well as Square. That's right, Apple now has $191.83 billion in cash just sitting on hand. And as Max Kaiser points out, it's a melting ice cube on their balance sheet. And as Scott Melker pointed out right here, Apple's cash is decreasing in value. Touche. Perhaps they should follow in the steps of MicroStrategy and test the waters with even a 1% allocation into Bitcoin. We'll be breaking this down for you in today's show. Also, breaking news. Iran has become the first country in the world to use Bitcoin at a state level for value exchange. The government Fomo is starting today. This is a pretty big deal when you have central banks around the world now purchasing Bitcoin. As Plan B points out, this is phase 5 of the stock to flow model, which does predict a $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of next year. Also in today's show, we'll be taking a look at the overall crypto market. We have Bitcoin back on the move, trading above 13,200. Most of the major altcoins back in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go from here? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day, so be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And before I kick off today's show, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV, and let's kick it off by diving into today's top story of the day. Bitcoin's just a few days away from a historically bullish $10,000 price record for 100 days consecutively, which suggests a $100,000 Bitcoin price. Let's break it down. Bitcoin has spent nearly 100 days above $10,000. That's right, and if history repeats itself, further price gains could be astronomical. As noted by various social media users this week, as of October 30th, Bitcoin was just 5 days away from trading above $10,000 for 100 days consecutively. That's right, check this out. Bitcoin price can move really fast in the bull markets. How fast? 4 to 5 months to move from $10 to $100 and from $1,000 to $10,000. That's 10x, right? From $10 to 100 and from 1,000 to 10,000. And for Bitcoin to 10x from here, currently trading just above 13,000, that would put the Bitcoin price at $130,000 per BTC if history were to repeat. Now this happened after 100 consecutive days above these levels, and we're only a few days away from 100 consecutive days above $10,000 per BTC. Now for some examples, after staying above $10 for 100 days, it took just 122 days for Bitcoin to reach $100, which is a 10x, and after cracking 100 days above $100, meanwhile, 1,000 appeared in just 2 days. That's right, the Bitcoin price 10x'd in 2 days after being above that critical $100 level for 100 days. Now looking at the difference between 1,000 and 10,000, the time period was longer, 150 days to crack 5 figures after trading at 4 figures for 100 days. Bitcoin has held above 10,000 now for 90 days, currently 30% higher than this key level. This is the longest period in its history, analytics resource to TI reported as part of the latest edition of its weekly Insights newsletter. On Monday, they went on to share the second longest period was back in December of 2017 when Bitcoin surpassed $10,000 for the first time. Just days before, it increased by 79% to set its all-time high of 20,000. Third time was in August of 2019 when Bitcoin traded within a 20% range for nearly 4 months, as we can see on your screen. Now let's discuss the difficulty adjustment set to reduce the huge fees currently on the Bitcoin blockchain. With November 3rd as a deadline, attention is focusing on how the coming days days will shape the Bitcoin price action. It's not just the 100-day rule. Before then, Bitcoin will finish October likely with one of its highest monthly closes on record. That's right, to beat the top, Bitcoin must hit $13,890 by the end of Saturday. And if we do that, that's the highest close in Bitcoin history, and we couldn't be any more bullish than that. And once we do that, I would expect the Bitcoin price to surge to $20,000, revisiting its all-time high here in the fourth quarter of 2020, reclaiming its price discovery mode. Then from there, there's no telling how high the Bitcoin price could climb. We have people like Max Keiser who predicts we go all the way up to 28,000 as there's nothing but air between 14,000 and the 20K all-time high, and he expects 28,000 before we expect any significant pullback. Now, November 3rd also forms the date of the 2020 US presidential elections, an event whose outcome is widely tipped to have an immediate impact on the macro markets. And I want to point out, regardless who wins the presidential election, the Fed wins. So Bitcoin in the end is going to be the big winner. Just saying. Also on Tuesday, we'll see a difficulty readjustment for the king of all crypto, currently estimated at 10.4% down, the largest such downward move since late March. As Cointelegraph reported, the result should be an easier entry level for miners with a rebound following. Now the Bitcoin price action may be influenced in line with miner behavior, while current high fees should also reduce as mining becomes more profitable, which are currently at their most expensive in US dollar terms since early 2018. So let me know who you think is going to win this US presidential election. Will it be Joe Biden or Donald Trump? Holla at your boy. And how do you feel it will impact the overall Bitcoin price? Drop me a comment right down below. And before I break down our next story of the day, Max Keiser as well as other crypto influencers are discussing if Apple is the next to bet big on Bitcoin, following the likes of MicroStrategy as well as Square. And before I break this down, let's first take a look at the overall crypto market. We can see Bitcoin pumping once again, up 1.6% for the day, trading above $13,260. We have Ethereum down about 1%, trading at $380. We have XRP down 2%, trading now below 24 cents. Miss Litecoin down 1%, trading at $53.73. We have Cardano down 4%, trading at 9.3 cents. We have BNB down almost 5%, trading at $28.52. And Chainlink down 2%, trading just above $11. So as you can see, Bitcoin is becoming this super massive black hole, and it's sucking all of the other assets right into it, including the altcoin market right now. All right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Will Apple grab Bitcoin to save its $191 billion in cash? Crypto influencers are taking guesses. Let's break it down, shall we? Prominent Bitcoin advocate Max Keiser recently tweeted that Apple tech giant is now sitting on a pile of cash worth more than $191 billion. Checking out Max Keiser's tweet right here. Apple has a $191.83 billion melting ice cube, I love that choice of words, on the balance sheet. That's right. That's a fact. It's just sitting there. It's going to continue to melt. They're going to continue to lose a fortune unless they hedge it into the king of all crypto. That's a fact. As USD is decreasing in value at the moment, a few other Bitcoin maximalists, including Blockstream CSO and trader Scott Melker, the wolf of all streets, have started discussions on their Twitter pages as to whether Apple is going to make a bet on Bitcoin or not. Scott Melker recently tweeted, Apple's cash is decreasing in value. Perhaps they should follow in the footsteps of MicroStrategy and test the waters with even 1% into Bitcoin. What would happen to the Bitcoin price if a giant like Apple allocated 1% of their balance sheet into the king of all crypto? You already know, fam. Especially considering MicroStrategy just profited $100 million within their first 60 days from allocating their investment into Bitcoin. I think other major companies like Apple will definitely follow suit. Max Keiser, Samson Mow, and Scott Melker have called Apple's $191 billion in cash a melting ice cube on Twitter, as I shared with you. Melker and Mow are wondering whether the global upmarket tech giants are going to follow in the steps of MicroStrategy and Jack Dorsey's Square and allocate at least some of it into Bitcoin, even as little as 1% before this cash pile is largely devalued by the current economic crisis. Samson Mow also opined that the companies to adopt Bitcoin first will eventually succeed. In the comment threads of Keiser and Melker, some readers assume that Microsoft might make this bet before Apple. Ledgerman wrote, big tech wins dollars that will melt faster than they earn it. No value creation. My bet, Microsoft moves first. And then Mike responded, probably Microsoft. They've created value for years. This will help. Now, what if major companies like Tesla followed suit of MicroStrategy and Square, and Elon Musk started dumping all of their cash reserves into the king of all crypto. Elon Musk recently tweeted that he only owns 0.25 BTC, which is a quarter of a Bitcoin. Many of you watching the show probably hold more Bitcoin than Elon Musk. Pretty cool, right? As the crypto community, including the Winklevoss twins and Bitcoin maximalist John Carvalho, raised a similar topic of who will be the next to adopt Bitcoin, only that was regarding Tesla chief Elon Musk. The discussion was triggered after Jack Dorsey Square allocated $50 million into Bitcoin, following MicroStrategy with its $425 million Bitcoin bet. And regarding Elon, this is a tweet back from February of 2019. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, has officially gone public with his belief cryptocurrency offers an improved alternative to conventional money, and that's when he responded here. That said, I still only own a quarter Bitcoin, 0.25 BTC, which a friend sent me several years ago. Don't have any crypto holdings. Well, you need to rephrase that. You do have crypto holdings. You own a quarter of a Bitcoin. So there you have it. And Pompliano responded, Elon, send me a Lightning Network invoice or Bitcoin wallet address. I'll send you more Bitcoin so you can see how things have improved recently. We have to get you using the future global reserve currency of the world. Shout out to Pomp. So let me know if you feel Apple or Tesla may adopt the Bitcoin standard and put their balance sheet into the king of all crypto. As Max pointed out right here, is nothing more than a melting ice cube. So what are you going to do, Apple? What are you going to do, Tesla? And as the Wolf of Wall Street points out, as Apple's cash is decreasing in value, perhaps they should follow in the footsteps of MicroStrategy and test the waters with even 1% into Bitcoin. And with almost a $200 billion fortune, that would mean approximately $2 billion allocated into the king of all cryptocurrency. Now check it out. What if they were to put 5% or even 10% or pull a MicroStrategy and put like 85% of their cash reserves into the king of all crypto? There's no telling how high the Bitcoin price can soar. The corporate domino effect has already began, so be it. All right, and before I break down our next story of the day, breaking news, Iran has become the first country in the world to use Bitcoin at a state level for value exchange. The government Fomo, like a mofo, is starting. Let's go. But before we break this down, let's first take a look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting at 390 billion with 101 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and current BTC dominance still on the climb at 63.3%. That's right, altcoins are taking a beating. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, we have BBC coin up 6%, trading at 42 cents, Dash up 3%, trading at $69, Energy Web token up 3%, trading at $6.25, Celsius up 2%, trading at $1.30, and the king of all crypto, Bitcoin, up almost 2%, trading above $13,350. And now checking out the biggest losers within the top 100, we have Ocean Protocol down almost 20%, trading at 42 cents, Ample Fourth down 18%, trading at 82 cents, Reserve Rights down 15%, trading at 1.1 cent, Synthetics Network token down almost 15%, trading just above $3, and Digibyte, after having a nice day yesterday, surging, now down 11%, trading just below 2 cents. Now, out of this list of the biggest losers and gainers, which altcoins in particular are you most bullish on? Drop me a comment right down below. And now checking out the Binance margins, we can see the bulls are barely in control, leading with 51.27% longs versus 48.73% shorts. Are you currently bullish or bearish on the king of all crypto? Holla at your boy. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 74 in greed, yesterday a 67 in greed, last week a 74 in greed, and last month a 49, which is neutral. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that frickin' dip. When investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. All right, and before we break down our final story of the day, as the central bank of Iran starts to adopt Bitcoin, that's right, this is very bullish news. This could cause a global hash war as Max Kaiser predicted. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the market. This goes for all 580 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. I also have some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including the blog to my podcast, which could be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button right below this video to help support the channel. If you're tuning in or listening on a different platform outside of YouTube, the direct YouTube link is cryptonewsalerts.net. You can also find us on all the major podcasting platforms, from Spotify, the home of the Joe Rogan Experience, to Apple's iTunes. The links are right here in the description. You can also follow me on Twitter to receive daily crypto news alerts. My Twitter handle is crypto news yes. And for those of you active on Facebook, as I am, I do have a private crypto Facebook group. To become a part of it, click this link, request to join. I'll be sure to plug you in. And for those of you active on Telegram, I do have a private crypto Telegram chat. To join it, click this link. You'll automatically be added, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you personally on the inside. All right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Iran has become the first country in the world to use cryptocurrencies at a state level as a value of exchange. The Iranian cabinet has amended legislation to redirect cryptos into a central bank of Iran's funding mechanisms for imports, according to a Saturday report by the official IRNA news agency. It's also important to point out they control approximately 3% of the Bitcoin hash rate. So guess what? USA, what's going on? Let's not get left behind. You feel me? The miners are supposed to supply the original crypto directly and within the authorized limit to the channels introduced by the CBI, said the report by CBI and the Ministry of Energy. The legal cap for the amount of crypto for each miner would be determined by the level of the subsidized energy used for mining, and based on instructions published by the Ministry of Energy, Iranian money has drastically fallen in value, with inflation there at 34%, a situation that has been continuing since 2018. That's right, no wonder why they're so bullish on Bitcoin. It's their only way out. Now here's where things get very interesting. The country is in a grip of US sanctions, so they cannot use dollars for international trade. That's right, they are therefore turning to Bitcoin, as they should, the first country to do so at a state level, with the famous Bitcoin volatility less of a consideration here because the situation is desperate. Iran's economy has been contracting for much of the last year, and this year at circa of negative 10% per quarter, making this a depression. However, after some experimentation with crypto starting in 2018, it appears Iran has found a use case in both creating economic value through facilitating crypto mining, and now is using Bitcoin for international trade. For months, we have suspected this was their strategy. Now it's in black and white. Iran is bypassing the dollar and other fiat currencies by using Bitcoin. This is major news. How many other central banks will follow suit? Will the central bank Fomo kick in like a mofo? Let me know your thoughts right down below. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin is just a few days away from a historically bullish $10,000 price record. And if Bitcoin can stay above $10,000 by the day of the US elections, which is just a few days away, history suggests that a $100,000 Bitcoin price is next. As pointed out right here, Bitcoin price can move really fast in bull markets. How fast? 4 to 5 months to move from $10 to 100, which was a 10x, and from 1,000 to 10,000, another 10x. This happened after 100 consecutive days above these levels, and we're only a few days away from 100 consecutive days above $10,000. And also consider, if we were to 10x from here, that would put the Bitcoin price at above $130,000. That's right. Also in today's episode, I shared the fact that Max Kaiser and other crypto influencers are discussing if Apple is the next to bet big on Bitcoin. That's right. As Apple pointed out, they have $191.83 billion burning a hole in their pockets. That's right. That's how much cash they have on hand right now. And Max refers to it as a melting ice cube, in which it is on their balance sheet. And if they were to allocate just 1% into Bitcoin, putting $2 billion into the king cryptocurrency, what would that do for the Bitcoin price? I think the corporate FOMO will continue. That's just my personal opinion. Also in today's episode, I shared some breaking news that Iran has become the first country in the world to use Bitcoin at a state level as a value of exchange as the government FOMO starts today. That's right. And as Plan B pointed out, this is phase 5 of the infamous stock to flow model, which does predict a $100,000 Bitcoin price by the end of next year. Let me know if you agree with this bullish prediction. Also, where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go from here? Drop me a comment right down below. Well, that's going to conclude today's show. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and journeying along with me inside this incredible crypto matrix. If you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that subscribe button, that's right, and turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And real quick before I go, if interested in tapping into OPM, leveraging other people's money to grow your wealth and crypto portfolio, then smash that link right below this video in the description to register for this free system entitled OPM Wealth. You'll be glad you did, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Deuces.